Today we're taking a look at a very affordable automatic GMT from a brand that you've probably never heard of, unless you watch this channel. I reviewed one of their watches about 3 years ago. The brand is called MT&W. This is their Oracle GMT. It gets a really cool design and the watch is very affordable. I have one hands-on, so let's flip the camera and take a look at the MT&W Oracle GMT. You guys know I love talking about affordable watches, and you guys know I love a bargain. This is MT&W. I've actually featured one of their watches here on my channel a while ago. It had a very weird dial. That was a few years ago. I want to say it was like 4 years ago, and they hadn't come out with a watch in a while, and this is their latest release. This is the Oracle GMT, and it has a very cool design. It's automatic. It gets an NH34 inside, so a Seiko automatic movement inside. This is a GMT. You have a GMT hand right there with a little arrow. And this gets some pretty cool lume as well. A beautiful dial, in fact. There is a pressed guilloche pattern in the center of the dial. And there are some aspects of this that give you some inspiration from maybe Ming, especially in the hands, but they've tried to do something a little bit different with it. And the lume itself, all of the indices, are these little dashes, and they're all connected at different levels. It looks good. I think everything here does work well together, and they've carried that into the bezel with the font. So the font kind of mimics those little dashes and connections that you see on the dial. I like what they've done. You have a date at the 3 o'clock because, again, this is a GMT, and it gets 200 meters of water resistance. So this is a diving GMT, technically, not really, because you do have a bidirectional 24-hour bezel, not a dive bezel. The hands are skeletonized and lumed. That second hand, which is very large and has a very long counterbalance, that is also lumed. And that entire line of indices, those are all lumed. And of course, the GMT hand is also lumed. For the price, you're getting a pretty interesting watch. You're getting a flat sapphire crystal that is slightly raised off of that bezel, and that is a bidirectional bezel like I was saying before. You can hear it feels really nice. There's not really any audible click to it, but it feels really nice. It doesn't sound very loud, but it feels really nice, and it's not too loose and it's not too tight, which I like. You also have a flat link bracelet on here. You have a clasp with their logo on there, very large logo. A double push button enclosure. You have about 6 positions of micro adjust. This does not get on the fly micro adjust, but you'll understand why in just a few seconds. Even though it doesn't get on the fly micro adjust, you do get quick release on the bracelet, solid end links, and screwed links. So you are getting all the other bells and whistles that you would expect from a nice bracelet. So the bracelet is nice. It just doesn't have micro adjust. The watch measures in at 39.9 millimeters at the bezel and at the case. The case is just slightly larger at 40 millimeters, so this is a 40 millimeter watch. You have a 48 millimeter lug to lug, and then you have a 12.5 millimeter thickness. The crown is signed, and it is around 6.3 millimeters. You can see the sides of this watch are brushed. There's a line of polish, and the edge of the bezel is polished as well. Again, you do get a ceramic bezel, and the edge of the crown is also polished. And you do get a sapphire bezel, not a ceramic bezel. So I think I said ceramic before, but this is actually a sapphire bezel, and it is lumed. On my wrist today, I have my E-line from Timex. It's a 1983 reissue automatic TV screen style watch on the bracelet. I love these watches, and they are always sold out on the Timex website because they're so good looking for the price. Definitely check these out. Talk about good looking for the price. This is a very good looking watch. I really like the design. Obviously, it's taking some inspiration from some popular watches, but I think it's its own design. It's a GMT. Obviously, it is powered by a Seiko NH34, so it is a collar GMT. All that means is when you put the crown in the first position, you could move the GMT hand in one direction and the date in the other. That's basically it. I think it looks great on my 7.5 inch wrist. This is a 40 millimeter watch. It's around 12.5 millimeters thick. You have 200 meters of water resistance, a sapphire crystal, sapphire bezel, Lots of lume. We'll do a lume shot in just a few seconds. A textured dial. You have a guilloche pattern on there, which is obviously stamped into the dial. It's also somewhat minimalistic because they only put their logo at the 12 o'clock. They have resisted putting a bunch of information on the dial, which I love. That is something that a lot of brands can't do. And then you have a 48 millimeter lug to lug. You do have female end links, so it will wear like this, 48 millimeters on a strap or a bracelet. The lume is incredible on this watch considering the price. Again, we'll talk about price in just a second, but there is a lot of lume in that sapphire bezel, and then you have a lot of lume on the dial. The hands are completely lumed. The entire hands are lumed. There's just an outline. They are skeletonized and they look a lot like a Ming set of hands, but they are all lumed, which I really like. And I really have no complaints about the lume whatsoever. You could definitely see your watch is working in the dark at a glance. You have this little, I guess it's just like two little lines at the 12 o'clock on the bezel to give you orientation. All in all, I think this is a very, very good looking watch for the price, $349. That is pretty incredible for what you're getting here. You are getting a lot of lume. You're getting an automatic GMT movement from Seiko. You're getting a bidirectional sapphire bezel, sapphire crystal, stainless steel, flat link bracelet, which is really nice. The only thing that this watch is missing is on the fly micro adjust. If it had on the fly micro adjust, I don't know. I don't know how much more they would charge, probably around $400, but this has manual micro adjust. It's not that big of a deal. Maybe they will upgrade this, who knows, in the future. But as it is, $349, if you're okay with that clasp, is an excellent price for a watch that gives you a lot of watch for the money. Tell me what you guys think down in the comment section below. They make two different versions, one with old radium lume and one with this white lume. So this is the more modern looking version, even though both of them look modern because just the design of this watch is very modern looking. So it would make this look maybe slightly more vintage, I guess. I have no idea, but I think this is the one to go for. In my opinion, I really like this white lume with this whole setup. I think it looks really good. Tell me what you guys think down in the comment section below. I want to hear from you guys. What do you think of this watch? I will add a link to this watch down in the description. Definitely check out their website if you are interested in this watch. Anyway, guys, thank you for logging on. Thank you for watching this video. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that bell icon. It is super helpful for the channel, and I very much appreciate it. That's really it. I will catch you guys in the next video.